What's up everyone, and welcome back to another new Comic Book Day Haul Top 10 List video. In today's episode, I'm going to be going over all the books I picked up for New Comic Book Day, February 23rd, 2022. I'd say overall this was a very solid week. I picked up 11 total issues. One of the series I'm not currently reading, it's the Iron Man one, so eventually I'll get to those reviews, but I forgot to grab a few books. They weren't on my pull list. I forgot to update it. So this week I don't have the books just yet, but stay tuned for some YouTube shorts. I'm going to be putting them out throughout the rest of the week, reviewing those issues that I forgot. The ones I forgot to pick up today was Dark Ages issue number 5, Silver Surfer Rebirth issue number 2, and the brand new Ghost Rider series. It's the one book I was looking forward to most, but every time I get to my LCS, I see all the books and I just get real excited looking at them. I go through all the covers and it's like, all right, yeah, I'm ready to pay for them, and then just like that, it slips my mind. But I will be picking them up eventually. But before I get started off on this week's top 10 list, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content that's going to keep you up to date on all of the latest releases. So if you want to miss out on any of that, be sure to hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's get started on this week's top 10 list. All right, everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far today and you were able to get all of your New Comic Book Day issues in on time. I forgot a few this week. I know, I'm sorry. I'm going to be picking them up probably tomorrow or later towards the end of the week, but I really was looking forward to those issues. Dark Ages has been fantastic. I really liked the first issue of Silver Surfer Rebirth, and Ghost Rider, it was a brand new ongoing series that I honestly was looking forward to most this week. But once I got to my LCS, I saw my stack of books and I saw what was in it. I was just so excited, and I wanted to rush home to start reading them. But I will be picking them up. I'm going to be putting out some YouTube shorts reviewing them. If you haven't already, start checking those out too. I got a whole separate playlist. I've been putting out YouTube shorts pretty much 1 to 2 times a day. I've been having a lot of fun with them. If you have caught a few, let me know what you think about them down low. So before I get started off on these issues, as always, just be aware there's definitely going to be spoilers. I get really excited talking about these books, but I'm going to put a little spoiler tag down low to give you a little bit of a heads up. This first issue that did not make the top 10 list, I'm not really going to be reviewing it because I'm not caught up in the series, but I just want to show off the cover. We've got Marvel's Iron Man issue number 17. I've talked about it before. I read the first couple issues and then I took it off my pull list. I really didn't think it was all that good, but then I found 1 through 13 in the dollar bin, so I grabbed them all. Didn't read the issues yet, but I've been getting the weekly ones when they come out. I heard it's honestly not that good of a series though. If you are reading it, let me know what you think about it down low. But now, moving on to the real top 10 list, we've got coming in at number 10 this week. This is Boom Studios' Berserker, issue number 7. I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't think this series is that good anymore. It started off really strong. I was really interested in it. I thought the artwork was very okay. It was very gory, very graphic, and I was just really interested in that story in the very beginning. We were getting a lot of backstory, and then it was kind of doing some, flashbacks back to present time. They're trying to figure out who he is and just everything that he's done over the centuries. Now we're 7 issues deep, and I'm going to be real with you. I feel like I don't really care about this story anymore. Almost every single issue feels exactly the same, and there's no real plot progression. This one was a little different than the other ones, though. We did get a little bit more story, and this one focused on one of the artifacts that he was looking for the organization that he's part of right now, and just pretty much the whole story behind that. I thought that was cool, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it's just my opinion. I want to hear what your thoughts are down low about this series right now, but honest to God, just not really digging it right now. So for those reasons, we've got Berserker, issue number 7, coming in at number 10. And next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 9. This is Boom Studios' House of Slaughter, issue number 5. This is honestly another series that I am really not enjoying right now. This one easily could have been the 10th spot right next to Berserker, but the only reason I put it in as number 9 is because I really like the whole background story and just the plot with Jace right now. I like his background, why he's at the whole House of Slaughter, and everything that he's trying to do to bring down the House of Slaughter. I think that's fantastic. The problems I'm having with this series is that while that is a main plot, it also feels like the big major picture of the story is the love story between Jace and Aaron, and I really don't care about it at all. I want to see more monsters. I want to see Jace take down the House of Slaughter. I want to see these things, but instead they're really focused on this as a love story. I love Something is Killing the Children. I think that's a fantastic read, and I truly do highly recommend it. But if they followed that just a little bit more with this series, I think they would have had a lot better results. But right now, it does kind of just feel feel like a romance comic, and I'm not in it for that reason. I want to hear your opinions on this one down low. With this particular issue, though, we did get a little bit more background story. We got some more plot progression, a little bit of action. We had some cool stuff going on because they did follow through with the plot. Everything that's going on with Jace right now, a lot of that does happen in this issue. I thought it was cool, but at the same time, we got that whole other plot going on too, and as I said earlier, it's just not really doing it for me. So for those reasons, we've got House of Slaughter issue number 5 coming in at number 9. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 8, this is Marvel's The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 90. This is cover A. Now, I've talked very highly about this new volume. I think it's fantastic. There's a lot going on in it with Ben Reilly, Peter Parker, Beyond Corporation, now the Queen Goblin. I think the pacing has been great. The artwork, I think they have changed the artists up a couple times. I'm not 100% on that, but for the most part, I think it's been very well done. This issue, I'm putting it at number 8, not because I didn't like the story, because I thought there was a good plot progression. I liked the dialogue between all the characters. We had some nice action going on. This might sound weird. Maybe this is just me, but I almost feel like I had a headache by the time I was done reading this. These panels were so jam-packed with not just words, action, and just a lot of characters. There was a lot going on in this issue. And for those reasons, it kind of felt a little hard to follow. I was looking at the dialogue panels, but then at some points, the dialogue panels were going across other artwork, and I don't know, it was a little hard to follow. Maybe that was just me, though. I want to know your opinions on it down low. But for those reasons, it still was a good issue. Just probably one of my lesser favorite ones in this new volume so far, but we've got it coming in at number 8, The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 90. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 7, this is Marvel's Miles Morales Spider-Man, issue number 35. This is cover A, and this is also a Beyond tie-in. However, if you're not reading the Amazing Spider-Man series, I think you're going to be fine. The first Beyond tie-in for the Miles Morales series definitely tied directly into the Amazing Spider-Man stuff, which has led them to where they are right now. So if you're only reading the Miles stuff, you might be a little lost, but for the most part, I think you're going to be fine because a lot of stuff happening currently in the Miles series has been built up for quite a while. Because in this issue, the Assessor is back, Quantum is back, and it was a jam-packed, action-filled issue. It was fantastic. Story-wise, not a ton of stuff happened. We did get to see a little bit of cool things happen with Quantum. I really like that. The Assessor, he's obviously a very creepy, mysterious character. We didn't really learn a whole lot more about that, but the best part about this issue to me was the ending. I'm not going to spoil it, but these coming issues of Miles are going to be awesome. Definitely check this out. You need to find some trade paperbacks for this series. This is definitely one of my favorite Marvel ongoings right now. But for those reasons, we've got Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 35 coming in at number 7. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 6. This is AWA Upshots out. Issue number 5. This is cover A. This is the series finale. And honestly, I thought it was a very satisfying ending. I really liked it. I thought overall, this is a very well done series. This issue in particular, I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with it because everything that's been built up over the first 4 issues is finally happening in this one. And I just don't really want to spoil that for you guys. However, with this issue though, just a little bit. All hell is finally breaking loose. The monsters are out and everyone is basically out to fend for themselves. And that's all I'm going to leave it at. Let's talk about this one down low in the comments section. But like I said, I did think it was a very satisfying ending. Check this one out. If you don't have the back issues, AWA is very good and on point about putting out the trade paperbacks. Give it like a month or two. I'm sure that one's going to be out. But definitely get your hands on this one if you haven't already done so. But for those reasons, we've got out issue number 5 coming in at number 6. And now we're down to the top 5 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 5 this week. This is Images, Philadelphia, issue number 19. This is cover A and the start of a brand new arc. This issue was fantastic. I love this series. It's so good. In the beginning, I wasn't a big fan of the artwork, but it definitely has grown on me. It fits very well with the series that they're trying to tell right now. And like I said, this is the start of a brand new arc, so this issue, in my opinion, was a little bit slower. They were giving a little bit of a recap, but man, this arc, all hell is about to break loose. I'm so excited for it. We've got the vampires, they're versus the werewolves now, and there's just a lot of different groups of people who just have different storylines going on right now, and this series does have a lot happening. While it is a brand new arc, I've talked to a couple people who would say if you were a new reader, you could probably jump on. In my opinion, I don't think so. They did do a pretty decent job describing everything that's been happening, and they gave, like I said, a nice little recap, but at the same time, you're going to be way too lost in my opinion. There's a lot going on, but it is very good. Definitely get a trade paperback, but for those reasons, we've got Philadelphia, issue number 19, coming in at number 5. And next up this week, we've got coming in at number 4, this is Marvel's Strange Academy, issue number 16. This is cover A. Now, I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but honestly, I still love this series. I really do think it's fantastic. Every time I finish an issue, it feels very complete, I feel satisfied, and it's just a nice, fun read. It feels like it's a break from all the other superhero stuff that I read. Yes, I love Miles Morales and SpiderMan and all the other stuff on my pull list, but every issue follows the same guideline. We have a superhero that's in a bad situation. They've got to beat the bad guy eventually and then just save the day. It's just different storylines, different plots, but for the most part, they feel the same to me. This one, yes, they do fight bad people eventually, but not that much, but it's just these kids. They're at the Strange Academy trying to learn magic and just defend themselves. In this issue in particular, there's a school dance that night, and now all the kids, they're trying to figure out who are they going to ask? Do they even look good for the school dance? But we also have some underlying plots happening as well. Our little drug dealer, Calvin, he's getting expelled from school. Emily's trying to help him out with that situation. And in Brother Voodoo, he got called to do something as well. We've got some problems with the magic that's going on in the world too. I love it. It's a fantastic series. I truly do highly recommend this one. But for those reasons, we've got Strange Academy, issue number 16, coming in at number 4. And now we're down to the final 3 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 3 this week. This is Marvel's Black Widow, issue number 14. This is cover A. This is another ongoing from Marvel that I highly recommend right now. I absolutely love this series. They are doing a killer job on this one. Every time I finish one of these issues, I just feel so satisfied. We get a ton of action, a lot of plot progression, and a lot of awesome dialogue between the characters as well. This truly is a phenomenal ongoing for Marvel right now. With this issue, just like a lot of the other ones, it picks up exactly where the last one left off, and there is a ton of stuff going on in this issue right now. A lot of different moving parts, a lot of different characters, and a lot of different bad situations. But like I said before, they do an incredible job with it. They start to tie everything together, and then by the end of the arc, it's like bang. Everything that they've been writing and building up just comes to the end, and it's just, like I said, very satisfying series. I highly recommend it if you are on the fence with this one. Definitely get a trade paperback. But for those reasons, we've got Black Widow, issue number 14, coming in at number 3. And next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 2. This is Marvel's Carnage Forever, issue number 1. This is cover A. This is just a one-shot. In my previous video, I talked about being a little on the fence with this one. This was a very last-second pickup. I thought this was an ongoing series. This isn't the one. This is just a one-shot. There is an ongoing series coming out very soon, though, for Carnage, so I'm looking forward to that. You do need to read this one to get caught up in the next ongoing one, because it does say at the very end it's going to be continued in the next ongoing series. But that aside, I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with this issue because all it was 2 short stories, and honestly, I thought they were very good. The first one I thought was incredible. Obviously, they both have to deal with Carnage and just, Carnage killing some people. That's pretty much the whole story of both of them. The second one really wasn't that bad, but let's talk about this one a little bit more down low because, like I said, not really a complete story in this one. The main focus is just Carnage, but it's 2 short stories. So for those reasons, we have Carnage Forever, issue number 1, coming in at number 2. And this is it, my number 1 read of the week. We've got coming in at number 1 this week. This is Image's The Department of Truth, issue number 16. This is cover B. This was a crazy issue. I honestly don't even know where to really begin with this because this, like I said, is cover B. The entire interior artwork looks just like this. We have our 2 main characters. They start to do some drugs, specifically LSD, and now the artwork just mimics this front cover. It's spanning across all the pages. It's all colorful. Things are starting to bend into each other. It was crazy, but the conversation is what really made this issue. I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with it. It typically follows a Department of Truth issue with all the conspiracy stuff, but our 2 main characters are talking about government agencies, how America works, how the world works, and how the higher powers don't want the people getting into any sort of power. It felt very modern day, even though they were talking about stuff that happened in the past. Loved it, though. Highly recommend it. This is one of my favorite ongoings from Image. It is fantastic. Check out the trade paperbacks for it, but for those reasons, we've got the Department of Truth, issue number 16, coming in at number 1. So what do you guys think about this week's new comic book day? I'd say overall it was a very solid week. I do apologize for missing out on some of the bigger books. Don't worry, I'm disappointed in myself for that too because I really was looking forward to a lot of them. I will be picking them up by the end of the week and making YouTube shorts on them. I've been doing 30-second to a minute reviews on a lot of these books as well, so stay tuned for that. And if you did like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.